Michael Jimenez, Brandon Medina, and Quinn Hudson, the Fantasy Gods.
Welcome one, welcome all. Happy Sunday. The church is open. This is the Fantasy Gods here on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. I'm your man, Brandon Big Poppy Medina, here with my main man, Quinn Hudson is in the building.
We here, baby. The champion is here on Sunday, and we're ready to have some fun, man. This is Redemption Sunday for me because last Sunday was not a great one for me, but to you might have been much better because you was not only in a better place.
Oh yeah,
you was having a better time.
I was out here living. You know what I mean? I was there in Vegas, placing my bets. I did have a bet that really just went sideways late, and it was just what I tell you, man. I can't do a straight bet. I'm not a straight bet. I like to take chances.
Oh man,
you know what I mean?
You like to
swing
move
for
stuff around.
I make moves.
No base hits.
No base hits.
All right,
so
what'd you do?
I did a 6-team parlay, which was ridiculous, right? Just no reason to even do it. But I was like, you know what? We're in Vegas. Let's just hang out, have a good time. I did a 6-team parlay. And of course, like many of you guys who probably bet or place bets, when you do these parlays, the only way to win is for every single bet to hit. And of course, in a 6-team parlay, it only makes sense for me to get 5 out of the 6 and then the last one completely throw it off, which is what happened. So the Carolina Panthers ruined my day there, but not too crazy. It was a $25 bet though, Quinn, to win $350. Oh, come on, man. That's solid. That's solid stuff right there, and we missed out, but it's all good. We're here to redeem ourselves. We will be talking bets probably in the next segment, and to make sure you can get all your bets, your DraftKings lineup, your daily fantasy stuff, win you some money. But right now, let's talk a little about injuries. We know Ben Roethlisberger now on the COVID-19 list. Tough loss. Also, Damian Harris is out, which is a major loss to a lot of teams because obviously running backs are just, I mean, they're few and far between this year.
It makes sense now. When the draft was going on, I felt like this year more people were just stockpiling running backs, and it makes sense now, given that you're dealing with injuries. It's a 17-week season. You've got COVID in addition to that. A lot of teams with dual running back tandem, so you never know who's got the hot hand. So it's been challenging. If you've been, in a carousel of running backs, it's been slim pickings on the waiver wire.
It really has. And I think at this point, this is do or die time, man. I mean, you're like Brandon Big Poppy Medina and you're 7-2 in, the leagues that count, you know what I'm saying? Or you're out there, struggling. And that's the thing. When the playoffs are going to start here, we're already halfway through.
I'm a 6-3 and 5-4 guy in leagues that count. So that's in the middle of the road. That's playoff potential.
You're right.
The season is not lost, but you're scared to make a trade because it could go one way or the other.
Yeah.
But you're looking for the nuances of somebody right now of when a particular injury could ignite that player that you've been stashing and now can come to light.
Yep. Now Zeke Elliott is active. Also, we have Chris Godwin, Corey Davis, Ramondre Stevenson, and James Robinson are active as well. That was a big one.
Yeah.
James Robinson was a legit game time decision. He is now playing. Out is still Gronk. We got Antonio Brown is out. So
he's been
definitely
out for a minute,
man. And he's a monster.
He really is.
I mean, he looks. I'm not going to say he looks like Pittsburgh Steelers AB, but he's very close. I mean, the consistency is for real. You got Jamal Williams out, Marlon Mack, Curtis Samuel, Kamara. I mean, you have a lot of spaces to be filled and plugged and a lot of lineups. So make sure you check those out. But as we begin the show, like most times, let's talk about who do you need to start? And that all starts with our segment, Blessed is He Who Starts. Now, when we talk about this segment,
Blessed is He Who Starts.
Thank you, Edwin. Appreciate you, sir. When we talk about this segment and we talk about the must starts of the week, who is somebody that you think is a must start this week moving forward? It's somebody that you can rely on that is reliable. Maybe they're not going to be top 5. Maybe they're not going to be top 10, but they need to be in your lineups. Quinn, is there anybody that sticks out to you so far?
It's going to be Fournette. I believe Leonard Fournette is the guy. If you look at what Tampa Bay's done this year, that one period of time they had a 3 running back kind of tandem, and then by injury with Bernard going out, Ronald Jones has fallen into obscurity.
Yeah.
And then with the injuries to the receiving core, Brady really does play off of the run play action and holding defenses honest. So to me, Leonard Fournette is somewhat of a bell cow, not big points, but steady points. If you must have running back points, Leonard Fournette is your guy.
I like it. I like somebody that I think needs to be a must start, and at the very least a flex play is Hunter Renfrow.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the guy's a target machine, especially with the Ruggs news that I wasn't even able to chime in about because I was in Vegas.
Oh, that's right. You was
right.
there.
I was there. You look at last game, man, 9 targets. The game before that, 8, 5, 8, 8, 6, 7, 9. I mean, the dude gets targets.
Right.
Out of those 9 targets, secured 7 for 49 and 1. This is a guy you need to play as your flex. This is a guy that's going to get targets. This is a guy that Derek Carr is going to rely on today's game. When you look at this game, it's going to be a tough one for them, but also they're playing Kansas City. Let's be honest. Kansas City's not been super impressive this year. They're not scary. I'm not scared of them. So their secondary unit, very solid. I still think Hunter Renfrow gets his targets, still gets his catches. He's just that guy. He's just
one of the things that's interesting about the Raiders since Gruden has left, even though he was supposed to be the offensive guru, they seem like their offense has become much more prolific. The ball gets out, everybody's getting touches, more targets. It's like a ramp up of all of the productivity on the offense since the genius behind the offense was removed from the organization.
Yes. And then the other must start I have, no surprise, just the LeGarrette Blount of this season. Remember when LeGarrette Blount had like 14 touchdowns?
Yes.
And he was an awful rusher, though?
Right.
James Conner is the LeGarrette Blount of this 2021 season. I mean, he's not very good.
Right.
But he just is a touchdown machine. Let me just go through in the past 3 games, Quinn.
Yes.
The past 3. There's been wide receivers that have had maybe 1 touchdown, maybe none, but have still been pretty good. James Conner has 5 touchdowns in the past 3 games. He's the goal line back. Last week, Chase Edmonds struggling. You know what James Conner did? He said, "You know what? Let me put this a little old school real quick and actually do pretty well. 21 attempts, 96 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. If you play James Conner, which I did, 40.3 points last week. Absolute monstrous week. And guess who's out again this week? It is Chase Edmonds. So please play James Conner. He's going to be absolutely vital to your team. And it's one of those guys that was not a sexy pick when you're drafting.
Right.
You expected, 8 points to 10 points, maybe.
Right.
You've secured a legit back that could push your team into the playoffs. I would trade for James Conner, and another person I'd trade for. I'm not saying this is a must start, but let me tell you, bro, we've been talking about him here and there, and I've been a big fan of him, and you know this from just talking with me during the show, during the breaks. Yo, Michael Carter's doing something.
He really is.
Michael Carter's doing something. Now, I'm not saying is he a must start by no means, but if you need a running back or you're looking to trade for a running back or whatever the case, there is a lot of upside over there with Michael Carter.
I agree 100%. And if I had one more to add for the blessed he who starts, I know people are probably have been on the fence, being that last week wasn't so great, and he's actually been inconsistent on the fantasy side for the entire season. CeeDee Lamb. Now, I called his best breakout game of the year against your beloved Minnesota Vikings.
Right.
I said he was going to have his best game. This is going to be a bounce back game. The thing about CeeDee Lamb, and some people are a little wary because the productivity is not always there. This is going to be his week. He's still getting the targets. That's the most important part of this. He's still getting the looks from Dak, who actually does move the ball around to everybody gets touches. But CeeDee Lamb is still getting targets. You want a receiver that's going to get 8 to 10 touches every game, give him a chance to have runs after catches. And this is going to be his game where you're going to see him step out. So if you got CeeDee Lamb, I don't care if you got him flex or as an RB2, this is from this point on, I think you're going to see his maturation as a receiver, and you're going to see him grab the balls and bring them in when he gets those targets. And he's going to have the productivity on there. So it's a receive. Don't give up on CeeDee Lamb and stash him and wait for an injury. This is going to be where you put him in the lineup.
Fair enough. Now on Facebook, if you're listening on Facebook, we appreciate it. You can find us on YouTube, on social media, all over the place. You can also find us on sasportstar.com as well. Please chime in, and don't forget, give the Kia Bassa Bacon phone lines a call. You got a question? You got a who should I start? Who should I bet? Holla. Please give us a call. Let us know. We got Edwin Wynn on standby, ready and excited to take your call. Give us a call, 210-656-3776. That is 210-656-ESPN. Now, with that being said, on Facebook, we have to straighten this out a little bit, right? My boy Steven Canto, he said Jonnu Smith will have a few plays out of the RB position, even at TE if desperate for a flex. Well, Steven just came in. Jonnu Smith is officially inactive. So you will have to pivot from that as well. But you're right. It was a struggling pivot flex if needed. And then we got Gerald saying, go ahead and start A.J. Dillon in the snow today at Lambeau Field. Not a bad idea. I do think if you're in a pinch, A.J. Dillon could be a sneaky little start. So I do like both of those. And then we got a question again from Steven saying, will Michael Gallup get some of those? You were talking about CeeDee Lamb. Will Michael Gallup get any of those big touches and those big plays today?
I think so. This is one of those things, and I know we're not going to go into Cowboy talk, but I'm going to go ahead and speak a little bit on this. I think last week was a microcosm of things, and people are starting to feel like, oh, yeah, they caught up to the Cowboys, and they're going to have a struggle. I think last week you saw collectively with the Dallas Cowboys, a lot of things hit a snag all at one time. Throughout the entire season, we've seen where the running game was off or the passing game was off, the defense was off, but the offense was on. I think Gallup coming back this week. We still have injuries at the tight end spot. I think you're going to see Cooper. I don't think he's ever been 100%, but he's still going to he's going to produce.
It's that hamstring, man. The hamstring lingers.
It is. But one of the things that we did see is Wilson playing in that position showed that, Dak will take those throws and make those deep throws if the receiver makes it possible. This week is a good play. If you've got him in your fantasy lineup, you must start him.
Yeah, I think he's a good play, especially if you're struggling a wide receiver, and especially when it comes to daily fantasy, which we'll be talking about when we get back. Let's win you guys some money. We got Quinn Hudson, who struggled last week on his bets.
Man,
your boy over here, I hit 5 teams. I just needed one more.
Just one more, man.
I'm a psychopath for doing a 16 parlay, but it is what it is. We also might have a caller when we come back, so stay with us. This is the Fantasy Gods here on ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. This is the San Antonio Sports Star. We'll talk to you soon when we get back right after this.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
America's Diamond offers our 5-year, 60-month financing program every day of the year. You don't have to wait for a sale to get 5-year financing with credit approval, or wait for a sale to get our guaranteed America's Diamond price, because we treat everyone fairly and with respect every day of the year. For almost 40 years, we have designed and created our extraordinary diamond jewelry right here in San Antonio. When you buy at America's Diamond, your money stays in San Antonio. Our whole company is located here and locally owned. Our kids and grandkids go to school here. All 40 of our coworkers live and shop in San Antonio for everything. Through the years, America's Diamond has supported thousands of wonderful charity events in San Antonio. We're the official jeweler of the San Antonio Spurs and of the University of Texas at San Antonio Athletics. See our television program about diamonds and jewelry tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or see it right now at americasdiamond.com.
Hi, this is Nicolas Cage. When you're a teenager, there are a lot of things going on that can produce stress and anxiety. The pressures of school, dating, and the future in general can seem overwhelming sometimes. But there are healthy ways to deal with stress, ways to reduce it and channel your energy in positive directions. And you don't have to do it alone. The Will Rogers Institute has a free booklet with some really helpful information.
For your free copy, visit wrinstitute.org and find us on Facebook and Twitter.
You listen when your body says, I'm tired, or I'm hungry. What if your body said something else might be wrong? Gynecologic cancers, cervical, ovarian, and uterine cancers have symptoms, so pay attention. If your body says something may be wrong, please listen. Learn the symptoms. Get the inside knowledge about gynecologic cancers. A message from HHS and CDC's Inside Knowledge campaign.
San Antonio, how are we feeling? I hope that barbacoa is hot and the Big Red is cold. I started my morning with that. If you want to go see the beautiful feast that I had, go follow us on Twitter. I am at Big Poppy Brandon M. Quinn Hudson is at Quinn Hudson. You can follow the station at SA Sports Star. Right now, we're going to win you some money, but we're also answering your fantasy football questions. And we got Michael on the line with the QB question. Michael, how you doing? Welcome to the Fantasy God, sir.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. How you guys doing?
What's going on, man?
Oh, no, man. I just got a little situation with the QB position. If I should start Russell Wilson or Carson Wentz this week.
That is a great question, Michael. Man. So I was kind of assuming this was the case, actually. I thought it was Russell Wilson, especially with him coming back.
Mm-hmm.
This is an interesting week. So I think when it comes to daily fantasy, I'll say this. When it comes to daily fantasy football, which we're going to be talking, I've been taking Carson Wentz pretty consistently. I think he's a great play. I think against a Jaguars defense like that, he's been looking good. Michael Pittman looks solid. I do like Carson Wentz. When you look at the Seahawks, they're going against the Packers. That should be a fun game. And if they get down early, you can see Russell Wilson really start throwing the ball and slinging the ball. Right now, I feel more comfortable starting Carson simply for the fact that let's give Russell a week to kind of get back into the groove of things. I know Quinn already is looking at me as if he's moving the other way. I think it's a good problem to have regardless, Mike. I think you're going to have a great quarterback regardless, especially with the matchup. But for me, I'm taking Carson Wentz just because of the upside against a bad defense.
And so this is me, Michael. I'm going to go with Russell Wilson. First of all, if you've been stomaching Geno Smith, the receiving core of Seattle is so happy and giddy that they're going to be getting involved. Going up against Green Bay, just as Brandon stated, Seattle is going to have to put points up. Their offense is going to have to be progressive and be aggressive. I actually see the Colts stomping out the Jaguars and then going into more of a conservative mode too, so that Wentz doesn't become Wentz. And then they start to see more of a ball control and not see as many targets. So I'm going with Seattle for the upside of the fantasy value. I would go with Russell Wilson coming back.
I would say, again, Mike, we talk about this on the show quite a bit. It depends what you need. If you're looking for straight up a consistent 15 to 18 points, I think Carson Wentz will get you there. If you're looking for a blow up game, 25 plus, Russell Wilson's going to get you there. So it depends on what you need and the potential of the matchup. So if you're looking for a big blowout, Russell Wilson can give you that, or they might be kind of an even play at the end of the game. You might see.
That's a great call out, because who is your opponent's quarterback?
Right.
Could predicate what you need from that QB spot. Do you know?
They're playing. He's playing Herbert. He has Herbert this week.
See, so with that, now that we know that,
yes,
that's a Russell Wilson play, because you're going to need those points. So that's what I'm saying. It all depends about what you need at the time. I think with that, Russell Wilson's the play. Mike, thank you so much for the call, sir. Have a wonderful Sunday, my man.
Awesome. Thanks for calling.
So now we have some questions as well. We got Tony Arnella saying San Antonio's diabetic breakfast, barbacoa and Big Red. You know what, baby? Come on, listen. Sometimes you got to sacrifice the health for a great Sunday.
Yeah,
right?
you got to do it, man. I mean, and I'm not even calling it a cheat day. Sunday, do as you will, man.
No, there's no cheat. Sunday is the Lord's day. There's no cheat.
That's it, man. No judgment either.
That's right.
I feel bad, though. I had turkey on toast, man. and a half of a banana.
Oh,
That's
look
pretty
at
sad,
you.
but I'll make up for it in the Cowboy game.
I'm just saying, listen,
I got wings coming.
Sunday is the Lord's day, and we do listen. It's a beautiful thing when the Lord giveth these wonderful ingredients to make such a wonderful breakfast and lunch. So it is what it is.
Just to speak to the bad choices that I'm going to make, unrelated to the actual food I'm going to eat, I'm going to pick up the ghost pepper nuggets at Burger King just because I want to try them. First of all, it's $1.49 for 8 of them, so they can't even really be chicken.
Yeah.
I just want to see if the ghost pepper, the
ghost
ghost pepper
rat
breaded
nuggets,
whatever
yeah,
parts
yeah.
is actually
Listen,
as
don't-
hot.
If you don't ask questions, you'll never be let down. Right?
That's
It's just-
right.
It is what it is. My
Yeah.
mom always told me, don't ask a question, I'm ready for the answer.
Yeah.
So if you asking, is this really chicken? Come on now.
You
Let's
don't.
not question.
Like no one ever says, what is tripas? You probably
Yeah.
don't want to know what tripas
Yeah,
is.
I'm a big fan though. That's what I'm saying. So we have a few questions that are really good. We got Ricky Esparza saying Kamara is out for me. Connor is in and needs to place one more RB2. Josh Jacobs or DeAndre Swift. Great problem to have again.
Yes.
Good running backs. Josh Jacobs been incredibly consistent this season,
Yes.
but Kenyon Drake is eating up a lot of that room with receptions. He has some touchdowns the past 3 weeks. Kenyon Drake's been really good. They both been pretty good. DeAndre Swift, solo running back. There is no Jamal Williams. We said at the top of the show.
Right.
I like DeAndre Swift this play. It's against Pittsburgh. I think he becomes that Kamara-esque receiving back because Pittsburgh's so stout with the running game.
That's a great call out. I would be torn on this one. I probably would go with Jacob still, and it's a great call out for whatever reason. Since Gruden was gone, it seems like Kenyon Drake has gotten more involved.
Yes,
Maybe he was in the
100%.
doghouse or something, but he's definitely getting touches, and they go with a hot hand. But Jacobs gets you not only carries, but he gets you receptions too and targets.
They both
So
been consistent.
right. So that's a finesse play on that. But I like your call out though on the opponent and what Connor's going against and opportunity. So probably I'll go with Connor as well.
Yeah,
You
so
gotta talk me into that.
So I think with so Swift's my play, Josh Jacobs is Quinn. I think you're good either or. I do just think Swift is more consistent. He's also a top 15 RB when it comes to fantasy football this season. He's been tearing it up, so just trust the process. Now we also got a question from James Counder on YouTube. What's going on, James? We got Derek Carr or Russell Wilson. Carr going against a very suspect Chiefs D, and Wilson coming off the hand injury. Same thing we just said with Michael, our caller.
Right.
What do you need? If you need the blowout game, go Russell Wilson. If you need consistency, Derek Carr's not been bad.
He hasn't.
But Derek Carr's missing Henry Ruggs. He's missing some pieces. Kenyon
Yeah.
Drake's been better.
True.
But again, it's one of those teams. Kansas City is one of those teams you don't want to bet against. You don't want to bet for. It is what it is.
That's right.
now. And I just don't know about this defense. I don't know what they're going to show up with. So I would play Russell Wilson. Now, real quick,
I'm
another
going Wilson
caller.
as well.
We got our boy Steven. Steven, what is going on? You got an RB question. Welcome to the Fantasy Gods, my man.
I am desperate this week because I have both Nick Chubb and Alvin Kamara both out,
Oh man.
and I picked up the old man.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Are we
I
talking
do
about
have
Adrian Peterson?
Listen. You know from the show, Steven, I'm a Vikings fan. I love I love my boy Adrian Peterson. He got a touchdown last week, and that's the only saving grace of last week. I truly believe this week is going to be similar. He was just kind of thrown in the week, and I think now having an extra week to learn the process, get comfortable with the squad, all that good stuff. I do think if it's absolutely necessary, I could see Adrian Peterson. The Saints defense is incredible. So it's going to be a rough look regardless. But if you're looking at a running back that's going to get starting potential, realistically, there's nobody else on the waiver wire that's going to give you what Adrian Peterson could give you. And even then, you got to set the expectation very low.
Yeah,
Very low.
Yeah, this is one where just because of clearly you in your draft went high on running back talent, and you're taking that hit. I would run with Peterson and just hope. But as Brandon stated, if he can match what he did last week, that's a win.
Yeah, and that's 9 points.
Right.
That's still a win.
Right, that's a win.
That's a win in our book. And listen, I don't know if you saw the news that came out today, Stephen, but he watches film, I guess, with his son. And his son was like, Dad, you're running too high. Your shoulder pads are too high. When your son is telling you, a future Hall of Famer, that you're not running very well, set the expectation pretty low. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So set that expectation.
The only saving grace is I do have Cordell Patterson as
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
I was
listen,
like, I just need a second running back, and I'm like, it's thin.
Yeah, it is.
Really thin.
It is really, really thin. I think that might be your best play. I don't really trust anybody else that's on the waiver wire, most likely in your league. I mean, you have Ramondre Stevenson that might get some more touches, especially with Damian Harris out. If you have a chance, go give him a look. I probably would feel a little more comfortable playing him versus Adrian Peterson. But I think if you're looking at a for sure touchdown possibility, that's going to be an Adrian Peterson conversation.
Trust me, it's like the league I'm in, running backs went heavy, and when they all started going down and going out for COVID, everybody was just picking up whatever they could find.
Yep.
Smart.
Yep. We understand it. Everybody's feeling it, but thank you so much, Stephen. We wish you the best of luck this Sunday. Have a wonderful day, my man. So, a lot of running back questions, right?
Man.
Everybody's struggling.
Trying to get something in that
Struggling.
slot.
I mean,
and we're not talking about flex. These are like
No,
RB1s,
these are
RB2s.
Yeah, these are
Yes.
not. This is not a flex talk. So we do got Tony's last question. Then we're going to get into our bets and making daily fantasy plays. Tony has, should I drop Claypool? Seems injury prone and get Calvin Ridley for my IR slot. You are risking a lot. I don't see Ridley not playing at all this season. I hope he comes back week 13 at least. I wouldn't drop Claypool at all. That's me. I think when you look at the numbers, he really has not been that bad. Is he injury prone? Sure. So is Amari Cooper. So are a lot of these guys that are good, that do show up.
I'm moving anybody that's on IR right now.
Yeah.
I'll trade you if you're looking for you're looking for the playoffs down the road and you need them right now. I'm making a trade for needs right now. Right now, these next 2 to 3 weeks are so pivotal to your playoff positioning on fantasy value that I would not do it. So if you've got an option to move Claypool or somebody who wants him, if Brandon's in my league and he's going to say, yeah, I'll take him, then I'm going to make a trade for something that I can fill in on a better need.
You know what? That's a great point, Quinn. He has namesake value.
Right.
It's the same with Calvin Ridley. It's the same. If you were able to pull off a Michael Thomas trade before he announced I'm done for good for you. Good for you.
You and your ski mask trading.
I'm telling you though,
man.
But it works.
That's true.
It happens because there's people who solely know the name.
They want him on a roster.
Because listen, who's watching the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Nobody.
Right?
Nope.
James Robinson goes down on the IR and somebody's not watching football or doesn't care about them and they need a running back. Hey, I'll give you James Robinson. He's supposed to come back in the next 3 weeks. But while I give you him, how about you give me, DK Metcalf? Sure. That sounds like a fair trade.
See,
I fleece you. I fleece you like a cold winter jacket.
In my money league, you get vetoed. People will be like, no, even if that person is on lean, we're not gonna let him make that trade.
But listen, I be texting everybody. If you don't veto this week, I'll buy you a beer next week. So you just let me know. We got.
Oh, you're doing real underhanded
finagling. We're making moves here. Now let's talk about bets. You, my sir, have just gotten into the sports betting over the past few weeks. You still have not made.
I'm all in today.
Sports betting account,
and I'm about to tell you, I'm all in today.
Oh my! So last week I wasn't here. I was in Vegas.
Right.
You said you struggled really badly last week.
I went over. I mean, Cincinnati let me down. Of course, my Cowboys let me down.
Right.
I really didn't make. I mean, San Francisco. I just did not come up. I mean, I came up empty, which is a good thing to get it out of the way because I'm going in. I'm putting money down today.
Okay.
And I'm starting with my Dallas Cowboys. They are going to beat Atlanta. People are saying they're thinking this game is going to be close. It's not going to be close.
So you're taking right now, it's a -8 spread.
Yes.
You want that spread?
Yes.
-8.
Yes. Listen, I would think the Cowboys are going to win by 20 if I only knew what the kicker. I don't know enough about the kicker to feel secure on that part, but the Cowboys are going to win by 2 touchdowns today. They're going to win by 2 touchdowns. What happened in Denver stays in Denver. You're going to see what's going on. You're going to see Dak back on track. You're going to see receivers catching the ball. You're going to see the running game get established, and you're going to see Dan Quinn, who probably knows what Matty Ice, what keeps him up at night. That defense is going to scheme even without Gregory in the lineup. You're going to see the Cowboys come through today, and the game is not going to be close. I'm taking that bet, and I'm putting money on it today.
Man, that's tough, dude. That is tough. So with that, when we're looking at elsewhere, a team or a play that I really like, I would put money on this, no problem. The Cleveland Browns are plus 110 against the New England Patriots without your best running back. I really like that. We've seen Cleveland lose Nick Chubb, lose Hunt, and still have a 100-yard rusher in their third string.
That's true.
I'm not nervous. I would bet this twice on Sunday, and I'm just telling you right now, I do think that is a nice play. Is it for sure? Never for sure in betting.
You're betting against at Belichick's house.
Cleveland has a better defense, right?
True.
Cleveland, when healthy and when on point, has a better offense. Losing Odell did not do that much to bring their offense down. It's not like he was used that much regardless.
I sense a Carnegie side of bet on this one. I'm taking the Patriots on this game.
I agree. I see why. I'm saying it's an interesting bet.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's what I'm saying.
This ain't one you'd put money down on.
This is one that I think I probably would, but
Okay.
I would parlay this.
You
I don't know.
tempted.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
tempted.
Okay.
Now, another one that does really stick out to me is this Philadelphia-Denver game, bro.
I looked at that
Minus 105 Philadelphia, minus 115 Denver. No plus money.
Ooh.
But Philadelphia is plus 1. You can probably tease that up a little bit. I'm just saying, plus 1. At this point, it's a pick'em game, basically.
It is.
Right?
And I think the Broncos showed something.
They showed something.
Not just
for
because
sure.
of the Cowboys, but their defense is legit.
Yeah. But my absolute pick of the week, honestly,
Yes.
the pick that I would put money on.
Your lock?
My lock, I'm taking the Los Angeles Rams minus 3.5 against the 49ers. I'll take that. Especially Von Miller, welcome home. I mean, that defense is going to be ridiculous. You look at that team, the 49ers have gotten smoked before from a good quarterback and wide receiver duo.
Yes.
I like that pick. And also, this is one of the last times possibly, if they get their you-know-what straight and they get their butts, ready to roll.
Right.
Kansas City's only minus 2.5 versus the Raiders.
And that's where I was getting ready to go.
I'm just saying, I like both of those. I would take both of those. But specifically, if I'm putting my money,
right,
I would bet easily that Kansas City matches that minus 2.5. If you're even nervous about it and you think maybe they win by 1 point, they're still only minus 150 against the Raiders with no Henry Ruggs. I'm just saying that's a huge bet. And that shows how much Vegas has lost confidence in the Chiefs. If we're looking at week 2, this is minus 700. They're not even.
And maybe this is my delusional state of keep waiting for Kansas City to come back to Kansas City of old. But it's prime time. The game is going to be the featured game. I'm taking Kansas City. I think Kansas City's going to win big. I actually think this is going to be one of those Pat Mahomes signings where he actually gets on track. I like that game too as well, and I think Kansas City's the game is not going to be as close as people think it's going to be.
So real quick, because I know we got to get out of here soon, and maybe when we come back, we'll do the daily fantasy talk. But are we talking for real? Carnegie Sada bet Cleveland versus New England?
Yes,
you like that?
I absolutely believe New England is going to win this game outright. Oh yeah.
So you want to right here live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live everywhere. Carnegie Sada bet.
The Carnegie Sada bet of the day, baby. For the week, I'm taking the New England Patriots over the Cleveland Browns. And I think you're going to be surprised that the New England offense is able to move against that Cleveland defense.
Oh, my. Do you know something I don't know? Because this is.
Yeah. I know Belichick has been studying Baker Mayfield.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And you know what that looks like. They're going to take away his tendencies. And even though even though he wasn't throwing to OBJ, see the thing that OBJ dad was talking about is they were using OBJ as a decoy. He was running the coverages out, and Baker was taking it underneath throws, even though he was open because he probably couldn't get the ball to him. So
the only team they beat that were even like, oh wow, good for you, was the Chargers.
They played better games and lost. They even played my Cowboys well.
I don't even know if I want to take this bet. I'm a little nervous. You really get into my head right now.
I'm telling you, man.
I don't know. I don't know.
Are you hedging this bet? What's going on?
I'm just thinking, man. I'm thinking. What about this Saints-Titans game? Are you liking the Titans in this game or the Saints?
Oh, I like the Titans in this game.
Because the Saints are plus 135. That's not bad.
Ooh, that's not bad.
But I'm just saying, I mean, they don't have much, but I'm just saying it's not bad. But
I mean, it's almost a.
I will say a bet, if you're looking to get risky and get a little crazy, a bet also to look at. Again, it's disgusting. It's not good. It's horrible, but it could have a chance. Carolina's plus 280 against Arizona. Don't do it. Don't do it. But if you have $1 in your account, why not? Throw it in there and just make some money, parlay it.
I like the way we get the audio of the devil on your shoulder.
Yeah, you got to. You got to. Now, when we come back, let's talk about daily fantasy. Let's answer more of your questions. You got a question? You need to start them. You need a bet. You need to pick them. You let us know. Give us a call. 656-3776. Once again, that's 210-656-3776. Our boy Edwin is waiting to take your call. You can give us a call. Ask any question you want, including what our favorite breakfast taco is. But that might be a longer answer. But with that, give us a call. 210-656-3776. 210-656-ESPN. When we come back, daily fantasy talk, as well as who you need to bench. Thou shalt bench. We'll get into all that and more on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. We'll see you right after this.
From city streets to back roads, from road warrior to carpooler, there are some things you can always count on, like the reliability, durability, and power of Die Hard, America's most trusted auto battery. No matter where your journey takes you, count on Die Hard to get you started on the road ahead. Available at your local Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest stores.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So it's about time for an oil change. We've got what you need. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic or synthetic high mileage motor oil and an STP extended life oil filter for just $36.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game and a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs and overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Are you looking for a job where you can have tons of fun and make great money? Twin Peaks is the team for you. We're looking for Twin Peaks girls, cooks, bussers, barbacks, and more. Text WORK4TP to 85000 to apply. That's WORK, the number 4, TP to 85000 to apply.
The Rock the Mic finale will be live at the Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar North Star location next Thursday. We will have our final 3 and our Jim Beam wild card with us, and we're deciding the Rock the Mic 2021 champion. Who's going to be our next champ? Join us at the OG Slackers North Star location and help us congratulate our new ESPN Sports Star team member, and you can enter to win Dallas Cowboys home game tickets. Rock the Mic 2021, brought to you by Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar and in part by Jim Beam.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Close your eyes in Chicago, and you can hear the sound of zebra braying in Africa. Look hard out your window in D.C., and you can see the snow-covered peaks of the Andes. The world is that small. We are that connected. Please visit earthshare.org and learn how the world's leading environmental groups are working together. EarthShare, one environment, one simple way to care for it all.
What's going on, San Antonio? Welcome one, welcome all. The church is open. Welcome to the Fantasy Gods. I am your man, Brandon Big Papi Medina, with my main man, Quinn Hudson, in the building. We are here having a blast on a Sunday morning. We are about 20 minutes from kickoff. Cowboy fans, get ready. You need to redeem yourselves after a rough last week.
Yeah, it's been tough.
And I guess it coincided with your rough takes last week.
Oh, man.
It was a rough week for Quinn Hudson last Sunday was not a very fun day.
No, it wasn't. And really all around, yeah, as a fan in real life football, it was tough. And a lot of things went about a lot of upsets. A lot of teams basically didn't live up to the expectations. So there were no givens to anything of last week. So this is the bounce back week, baby.
This is the bounce back week.
The bounce back. But there's definitely some people that are going to be caught sleeping with keeping people in the fantasy. If you don't have better options, there's some people that we should not be in the lineup.
Yes, that's right. Let's start right there. Who does not need to be in your lineup? We're going to start that, Edwin, with our favorite segment. This is Thou Shall Bench.
Thou shall bench.
Now, last time we've talked about it, and a guy that's already played, I'm just letting you know for the rest of the season, I am riddled with fear, doubt, and I'm just an impatient person, and I can't do it anymore. I'm done with Myles Gaskin, bro.
That's it.
No, I'm saying he's already played. Yeah, I want to bring this up.
I know
what's going on, bro. He has a game of 22, then 5, and then 15, and then 5. And
is it his fault?
I don't think it is. I mean, there's so many opportunities to just dump it off and get him some points, and nobody does, and it just frustrates me. But when it comes to Thou Shalt Bench, who is on your radar to not play that you're like, you know what? I just do not think this is a good matchup at all.
Yeah, this is this is going to be shocking because he probably has been part of your success in the first half of the season. DJ Moore. This is a guy.
That's not good for me. But.
Yeah, so I really don't think you can bank for him at this point. And that whether Sam Darnold was in, it still was a declining productivity. Christian McCaffrey coming back. I just see the Carolina Panthers changing their identity of who they are and playing a much more safe and controlled offense. Whereas earlier on in the season, you saw Anderson and DJ Moore, the guys that just were getting looks and space, and they were kind of being featured. And now at this point, if you got other options, I'm not putting DJ Moore in my lineup.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting week, and one that I want to go against, and a lot of people are not going to be happy with me because maybe you're playing him. And I get it. And again, these are all educated guesses.
Right.
Have we been wrong? Very little about these specific matchups when it comes to Thou Shalt Bench, but they happen. I just think when you're looking at matchups, a lot of it does matter and a lot of it does come back to bite you. And when I look at matchups, I'm not sure I want to fully trust Brandon Ayuk yet in my lineup, especially against a Rams defense that has gotten better, if that was possible.
Right.
But they're stingy against receivers. Deebo Samuel's the only guy I'm okay playing in that matchup. But I do think I would personally kind of stay away and just relax a little bit. Another one I don't want to play is Mike Davis. I don't trust him anymore. For a while, he was very consistent.
Yeah.
And now it seems as Cordarrelle Patterson's just taken over this role completely. I mean, last week, he had 9 carries for 13 yards. A catch for 5. It's not gonna. You had 2.8 points if you played him.
Yeah,
He's too dependent on the role that Cordarrelle Patterson now has.
Right.
So those are my two, and then the other one, and it sucks because here I am wearing all my Vikings colors, purple and yellow. I wouldn't play Kirk Cousins this week either. This is just. I mean. The Chargers are stingy. Kirk throws interceptions. I'm just not listen.
I'm laughing because I can't imagine. Well, actually, I can because we had Andy Dalton last year. But I can't imagine what it's like to have your team that you love.
Listen, you're so rude. You know that? You're so disrespectful.
And your advice about the team you love is to not play their franchise quarterback.
But my thing is, if you need it, go for it, but just don't expect much. Like, it's just, he's been very good this year. He has. I just think he's in line for an interception today. Play Justin Jefferson, play Adam Thielen, play Dalvin Cook. But when it comes to Kirk Cousins, he's never my go-to starter guy.
Look, if Kirk Cousins plays fantasy football, I doubt he starts himself.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
He can't.
Kirk Cousins drafted Tom Brady. Like, he 100% in his league, he's playing someone else.
When you think about quarterbacks, though, you mentioned Kirk Cousins, who's healthy. There's people out there that have the Ben Roethlisbergers or the Sam Darnolds out there, and they're, or the Kyler Murrays. People are having to make real decisions on what to do with starting quarterback options.
Yeah. Now, we do have a really interesting question here, and this might be one for daily fantasy conversation too in a little bit. We have a question that said, about DJ Moore from James Counder. When you said DJ Moore is someone you don't play, would you leave him in or flex Melvin Gordon or OBJ in his debut for the Rams?
Definitely not OBJ.
I agree.
Even though Robert Woods being out, it's a natural thought process to say, "Oh man, this could be OBJ." I don't see it. If he touches the field on offense, it's going to be very ancillary.
I will say this: you're right. You're right, Quinn.
Yep,
you're right. And I think Melvin Gordon is the play.
Yes, without question.
Look at the past 4 weeks. I'm looking right here: 10.3 points, 11.2, 19.2, 17.5. Last week, 21 carries. Listen,
man, that's what you want.
We talk, even if he gets 12 to 14 carries.
That's right.
Well, we're talking about why receivers need to get the ball, need to go find the ball. Running backs are given opportunities that will have a chance to do something with. Play the for sure thing instead of the what ifs. I would play Melvin Gordon instead of DJ Moore.
Without question and hesitation, I'm going with Melvin Gordon as well.
All right. So daily fantasy talk real quick. I said it, what was it? Like the first segment, second segment when we had Steven calling. Carson Wentz is my biggest value. 5,900 against Jacksonville. Super, super low on daily fantasy. Also, James Conner, only 6,300. I like that as well. The big one I'm paying a lot for is Najee Harris against Detroit. I mean, you have to. They're 31st in run defense.
Yeah.
You have to play what you got. So I do like that. When it does come to wide receivers, I think one that people are sleeping on that is constantly just getting disrespected is our boy, and that is Tyler Lockett. He can blow up, especially in a game like this where they're going to be needing to throw. He's only 6,500. I do like the low end wide receiver there because you have people above him who maybe sometimes don't really outscore him, like Adam Thielen.
Right.
You have people like that. So I do think that's a great one. Michael Pittman's another one that I think must start. But when it comes to tight ends or anything like that, I'm all aboard Pat Freiermuth. I'm all aboard this guy for Pittsburgh. This dude's fun, man. I mean, the last couple of games, he had 12.8 in week 6. Week 7 didn't play, and he had 14.4, 21.3. The dude's, listen, tight ends, there's a huge drop off.
Oh, there is.
He's only 3,900 in daily fantasy. What are you risking?
I mean, you're not risking a whole lot, but for this particular week, I mean, Ben Roethlisberger was throwing a lot of, short 10-yard passes, and he was hitting tight ends. It was almost like running like a Jason Witten-led offense, the way that they were, the little hard outs on the 7 yards outs. But this week, do you really know what you're going to get? If anything, in the passing game with Pittsburgh.
You don't.
Yeah. So that's the risk that goes with that.
Now,
that's a low end risk.
One that I am playing, it's a low end, to me, a low end wide receiver 2, maybe wide receiver 3, but could be a very, very big plus to your DraftKings lineup. Jerry Jeudy is only 5,300, lower than Tyler Lockett, Pittman. Let me tell you who's in that 5,300 range, sure. Okay. You have Christian Kirk. You have Jeremy McNichols at your flex. You have Cortland Sutton, Michael Carter, Emmanuel Sanders. You have a couple of good picks.
Yeah.
Jerry Jeudy can go off for 25, 27. We've seen it. Now, he's had a couple weeks to get under his belt to get going again. He had 8 points, 12 points. You need someone that can have potential.
So let me ask you a question. Does Lockett, did his value, DraftKings value, go down because of Geno Smith? I mean,
so.
Is he gettable at that price because of the lack of productivity over the past few weeks?
I think so.
So that's the steal.
Yes, because Russell Wilson back, that's one of his favorite targets.
Right. And so I believe that.
But Tyler Lockett is I don't want to make it seem like he's not the most consistent.
No, he can be boom or bust.
Yeah, he's a huge boomer bust, but when he booms,
I
mean, you're talking 40 points.
Right.
The dude blows. He's a league winner.
Right.
So I just like the value, 6,300.
Oh, yeah.
Why not?
I agree with that.
Devontae Adams is like 79. He's the number one. I mean, that's a huge difference to put somewhere else.
Right.
So those are daily fantasy picks. And then for defense, it's tough. There's a lot of good defensive matchups. I do like the Titans against the Saints, though. I think that's a fun one. They've been really, really good. And then when you have no Kamara, you have a very depleted wide receivers. You have a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's a good play.
So with that, those are daily fantasy plays. When we get back, let's put a bow on the show, make our picks for the week of who we think's taking home some W's for a lot of these games, and we'll be having some fun talking more about fantasy football. This is the Fantasy Gods. I'm Brandon Medina. That's Quinn Hudson. Give us a call. You have your last chance. We're only 10 minutes away from kickoff. 210-656-3776. That's the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines. 210-656-3776. That's 210-656-ESPN. This is the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM, and on the go at sasportstar.com.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Get Upside Gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code BILL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your first fill up. You can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code BILL for up to 50 cents a gallon cash back on your first tank. That's code BILL.
Panera believes in saying yes. Yes to clean, fresh ingredients. Yes to the new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread topped with rich mozzarella. Yes to delicious mac and cheese. Yes to putting it on a sandwich, creating the grilled mac and cheese sandwich. And yes to impromptu road trips to Sandwich, Illinois. Because that's living life to the flavor fullest. Get $1 delivery when you order on our app. Panera. Live your yes. Pricing and product availability may vary. Visit PaneraBread.com.
Get Diamonds Direct's unbeatable price, plus an extra 20% off virtually everything. Yes! It's happening next weekend, November 19th through 21st. 3 days of spectacular store-wide savings. All rings, all earrings, all pendants, all bracelets, all on sale. This is the biggest and last sale of the year. The one where they break all the rules. The selection is like double the norm. Designers are here with their entire line, all at the absolute lowest prices of the year. Plus special financing next weekend. Details at diamondsdirect.com. At the shops at La Cantera.
What's up, San Antonio? This is the Fantasy Gods. We're rolling with you up to kickoff, which is just 8 minutes away. Do not miss out. Get your fantasy questions in right now. We're live on Facebook. Give us a call, 210-656-3776. We're going to be out of here in just about 4.5 minutes, so you better call now. Call now and get those questions in. But right now, when we're looking at these games, Quinn,
man,
a lot of fun ones.
They are.
A lot of fun ones. Which games stand out to you for fantasy production that seem the most exciting?
It's going to be interesting. The Buffalo and the Bills and the Jets is going to be interesting. I'm looking to see what Buffalo's running game is going to look like. If you're a person like myself who's got Singletary and you're just not sure if you even want him in the lineup, can he get some touches? The Jets have kind of had some hit or misses with their players as running backs as well. So I kind of want to watch this game to see how it plays out.
I do as well. Listen, I see the Jets going down early, but let's not forget Jacksonville got it done last week against the Bills.
They did.
The Bills let up an easy win, and I don't think they do that today. I'm not saying that, but I do think they could make it interesting.
Well,
and the Jets themselves, when you're looking at, if you're playing a PPR format,
right?
I don't think it'd be the worst thing to have a Corey Davis, a Michael Carter, probably just those two. I don't know about Jamison Crowder just yet, but something like that where when you're down early, they're going to have to throw to somebody.
Yeah, right.
And somebody's going to be getting a lot of points.
Now, we talked off air about this in regards to the Rams 49er game.
Yep.
Vegas sees the game to be close. It makes it a compelling thing, both with Robert Woods now being out for the season, OBJ being inserted in it, but they see the game to be close. So what is it that we're missing? What are we expecting the San Francisco offense to do against this vaulted Rams defense?
I honestly don't know. I don't know why it's so close. I don't get it. I don't know compelling it to be so close.
Right.
But maybe it is the Robert Woods storyline.
I got Cooper. I got Cooper
You
Kupp.
got
I got
OBJ.
Stafford.
You got OBJ now. Granted,
Right.
who knows what you're going to get with him, but if you get half
right
of what he can be, that's still a solid second player.
That's right.
Now, if you're a Lions fan, you have to wait one more week. Josh Reynolds did sign with the Lions. He got released from the Rams to sign the Lions. Huge pickup for fantasy outcomes.
True.
He's not the best wide receiver by no means. He's a San Antonio boy,
Yeah.
but he could honestly go in and lead that. I mean, who else?
Put him on a bad team that's got to play catch up.
He's gonna lead that wide receiving.
Agreed, 100%.
So I do think he's interesting at the very least to look at for the following coming up weeks. But today's gonna be wild, man. Today's really gonna be wild as far as fantasy output. Obviously, you have an incredible game with Green Bay and Seattle. That's one that everybody's tuning in for.
Matty Ice is going to have his worst game of the season. That's no bias, no cap.
Okay, no cap there. I think the game that's interesting to me because there's so many what if factors in this game too is that Denver-Philadelphia game too, right?
Right.
You look at it. Was Denver for real?
Will the real Denver Broncos please stand up?
Yeah. I mean, no Von Miller this week,
None.
right? He's
Right.
gone.
That's right.
That's an interesting one. And then the only other one I think, aside from the ones we mentioned, that could be really big for fantasy output is the Chiefs versus the Raiders, man. What do you have? Is Hunter Renfrow going to be a legitimate wide receiver 2 moving forward? Are we going to see him get, when you're getting 9 targets, 8 targets, 9 targets every game?
Right.
That's a wide receiver 2, buddy.
It really is. And now we've seen it over 2 or 3 weeks. Now he's going to have to, can he get those touches when teams are scheming actually to have to
take him on? Yeah.
Right.
And then Darren Waller's looking good again.
Agreed.
And is Kenyon Drake, is he back in the building?
It's tempting.
It's tempting.
Fantasy time, baby.
Fantasy time, baby. Get those lineups set. Get your DraftKings set. Get your bets ready to roll. We will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful Sunday. Get that beer cold. Get that grill going. This is the Fantasy Guys from Brandon Medina, Quinn Hudson, my boy Edwin, and the San Antonio Sports Star wishing you a happy football Sunday. We'll see you guys next time.
Oh, O'Reilly.